Hi everyone, and welcome to my quick tutorial video for the Infinite Depths Dungeon Crawl system. This is a system that basically designs adventures on the fly. So there's no preparation needed. This gives you encounters, it gives you quests, it gives you treasures, and it even has monster statistics for the Shadowroth Dynasties game. Okay, so you can see here, this is the basic checklist we use to determine what happens in the Infinite Depths Dungeon Crawl system. The first turn, which is what we're going to work through now, we're going to follow each of these steps. And I have actually got a screenshot so that I can still refer to it as we flick through the different tabs of this particular Excel program. Okay, so without more ado, let's begin. We can see step 1, generate a random quest. What we do here is we go to the random tier, first tier random quest tab. Okay, if your adventurers are a higher level, you can go to the second tier if you want to. But for this example, I'm just going to use the first tier random quest tab. Here it is. So we've got some text with a line through it. This is because data has been entered elsewhere, so this information we can regenerate without any problem, okay? Which is something we're going to do now. Now I'm going to determine whatever the quest is for my characters. There you go. Quest 1, rescue the kidnapped villagers from the undead scourge before they join their growing hordes. We can see we have additional information for the duration of this quest. Increase the amount of undead encountered by 2 until this quest is completed. My next step is this. Step 2, record the beginning random quest. So what I will do is I will jump to my first tier encounters tab, and I'm going to look at this section, input quest number below. I'm going to change that to a 1. Okay, hit enter, then I recalculate. And there it is, quest 1 is now saved. So that's step 2. Determined our quest, we've got it recorded for posterity. Step 3, we place the chamber that contains the staircase to the surface. Okay, this is the very first room of the dungeon. It's the way up. So what we will do, first tier, dungeon map tab. Okay, so I click on that. Now I need to find the staircase to the surface. Okay, staircase to the surface. Copy and paste this tab into the map to begin the dungeon level. You can paste this anywhere. It's not important where you paste it, as long as you give yourself enough room for your dungeon to develop organically. Control copy. There it is. It's done. And this is also already a picture, so I don't need to do anything to keep it stable throughout any calculations that I do. Alright, it's done. We've got our first room in the dungeon. Okay, we are up to step 4. Now this can take some time, or it might be over in a flash. It really depends on what sort of room contents you generate. Okay, so what we're going to do, we are going to head back to the first tier encounters page. Voila, there it is. We've entered more information, so we can see we have the strike through the different text, okay, within the different cards and random generators. So now we're going to decide what is in the room. I press F9 to recalculate. Ouch, that's amazing. So we can see here, fluke beyond all fluke, current quest resolution. What this means is the characters have advanced downstairs and they have gone bang straight into the resolution of this quest. So obviously in this room we're going to have kidnapped villagers, and we're going to have the undead that have captured the kidnapped villagers right in the first room. The stairway to the surface. How convenient. So now that we know it's a current quest resolution, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the first tier quest resolution card. This has the monster statistics that are applicable for this quest. So if I go here, now I learn what my adventurers are going to have to face to succeed in this quest. Okay, I'll just blow it up a little bit. 3 types of monsters. So here again, we have a problem with the graphics. I don't really know why, but if I do that, voila, it's all good. So my adventurers stumble into 4 zombies, 2 skeletons, and a skeleton mage. Alright, here are their statistics. So if this was a normal game, I would initiate a combat. Okay, and after the combat, boom, 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 if my characters are lucky enough to survive, they first of all complete the quest and they do get some reward for their effort. We can see here additional information for the quest resolution card. We have a treasure type, and the treasure type for successfully completing this quest is humanoid, average many. So what we're going to do now is we are going to right click, we're going to go to treasure cards here, and we're going to say okay. Here we have a list of quite a few different treasure cards, okay, to match the different relative richness of creatures that can be found within this game. We're looking at an average many. I like to generate the treasure card again once I'm on the page because I like to see it happen before my eyes. I'm going to do that. There you go. Suddenly my adventurers, well, they recover 1,571 copper, 41 bronze, 18 silver. We have no gold, we have no star pieces, we have no gems, so this is irrelevant. Without gems, we don't need to worry about any possible gem value because we don't have any. Same with jewelry. However, wow, this could be interesting. We have an arcane magic item and we have a fighting magic item. So we want more information about what type of magic items we found. We scroll down and we have our 5 different magic item types. Arcane items, fighting items is what interests us at the moment. So we can see our arcane item is a miscellaneous type of item. So we look down here, scroll type, blah 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 blah, miscellaneous type. What I have found is a figurine of the unknown. That's interesting. I have not seen that before in any of my playtests, so I'll have to check that out. And when we look at the fighting items that we may have recovered, we have found a melee weapon of some sort. So let's keep looking. Melee weapon type. It's a 2-handed sword. It's pretty handy. Okay. We come down here, it's not a ranged weapon, it's not armor, it's not a racial weapon, because if it was a racial weapon, it would say it up here. It's a magical weapon and it has a bonus of 1. So, luckily enough, I have found a +1 2-handed sword, the very first room of the dungeon, along with the quest resolution. Quite remarkable. Okay, that was turn 1 of the infinite dungeon crawl system. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to start turn 2, which interestingly enough begins with a new quest. So I'm going to duck over to the random quest and I'm going to generate it now. Quest 7. So now we continue on into the dungeon to find and return a lost shipment of herbs that originate from the marshes of Myrrh. What type of herbs? I don't know. We can see there is no additional information. So first tier encounters, we change input quest number to a 7 and we recalculate. There's our current quest goal again. Now what we do is we need to change rooms, don't we? We need to continue on our quest to keep the adventure going. Second turn and beyond. This differs from the first turn in a few small ways. There's probably 2 extra steps we need to do. Okay, so step 1, we generate a random room tile. Okay, we've already got our beginning tile. Now we decide which direction do I want to go. I'm going to say I want to go south. Okay, so I need a random room tile. The way I do this is I go to my random room tile generator, click on the picture, copy and paste the formula. Okay, it must be the formula, nothing else. We can see up here, here's our formula. Control A, Control copy. Now I've got the formula. What we'll see here, if I click here, we've got this this square, and we can see that the picture's disappeared. We don't want that. What we want is to hit escape. This picture returns. Now we've got a copy of the formula that is not really connected to this picture. So we go Control V, bang. We have a new room, okay? What I want, I like to just generate because that was there before I placed it here. So I like to regenerate, hit F9. Okay, there it is. We've got our new room tile. At the moment, this room tile is going to be recalculated every time we recalculate the book. So to turn this into a genuine picture that is set in stone, we go to picture in cell. We say place over cell, okay? Click it again, it's in the cell, but it is now a picture, okay? So this is a permanent fixture of the dungeon now, it's never going to change. And we can see this because if I recalculate again, see, that's changing, that's changing, that's changing, but this is no longer changing. So I can generate another possible encounter as an example. So I do a Control V, voila, that's an interesting looking room. Same thing again, picture in cell, place over cell. I am going to rotate this room so that its exits match the entry that I have just used to enter this room. I do that, voila, there you go. It's a picture again. It can never be recalculated. And rooms are encounters. So I jump to first tier encounter. Step 2, now that I have finished my random tile, is to determine if a special event has occurred. How this works is, we go to input turn number here, okay? This is the first turn after the beginning chamber, so I press 1 and I exit. Now, current turn additional information currently says none. I'm going to recalculate it because I changed the 4 to a 1 or whatever the number was before. I recalculate. Still says none. That's good, I hope. No special encounters are found in this chamber. Okay, now you could take this if you want, because you've already recalculated once. You could say that this new room of ours is vacant, but I'm going to recalculate anyway, and I've got an encounter now. Okay, so ignore the special event. That one, you've already checked that. You can forget about that. You just look at that once when it's relevant. Now we're concentrating on the encounter. Okay, and we've encountered a slave caravan. We have 8 protagonists. No, we don't actually. We have 8 slaves, and we have 5 abysslings and 1 elite leader. So what we do here, encounter 31, input encounter number below. We jump over here, we type in 31, press enter. Okay. For the sake of showing how we can draw the monster statistics for normal encounters, we're going to get in a battle, we're going to try and free the slaves. So now that we have input our encounter number below, we can retrieve the statistics of the abysslings and their elite leader by going to first tier monster stat cards. So click. Now this is outdated, okay? This is outdated, this is a different encounter. I need to make this page reflect the encounter that I just put in. So I'm going to recalculate again. Kaboom, there it is. There's our abyssling. There's our abyssling elite, okay? And we have got the treasure type of these creatures for this encounter. Okay, so if I am lucky enough to defeat these creatures, I can free the slaves and I can ransack whatever belongings these abysslings had, which will of course be a humanoid rich few treasure. Anyway, now that that's done, we have resolved the encounter. We return to step 1 of the second turn and beyond, and we continue the cycle. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy this. It's been a lot of fun to make and I still use it now. Have a good one. Bye bye.